Under the quiet moon, where the wind carries whispers of forgotten lands, welcome to Echoes of the East tonight. Let an ancient tale guide your heart and calm your mind. Long ago, when the night sky was clear and the moon shone brighter than the stars, people would look upward and whisper stories about the shadows upon its glowing face. Among these stories, one of the most cherished in Japan is that of the moon rabbit. To the people, the rabbit was not just a shadow, but a living guardian, a creature whose kindness carried echoes across generations. It is said that once upon a time, the moon was lonely. She gazed down upon earth, her silver light touching rivers, forests, and villages. She saw humans busy with their lives, yet she also saw the struggles of hunger, sickness, and sorrow. Wishing to test the true nature of kindness, she descended to earth in disguise, taking the form of an old wanderer. The wanderer walked through a quiet forest where 3 animals lived in harmony: a monkey, a fox, and a rabbit. Each was known for their different gifts. The monkey was clever, climbing trees to gather fruits. The fox was cunning and swift, catching fish and hunting small prey. But the rabbit was gentle and humble, with little strength except for the heart within. When the wanderer begged for food, the monkey quickly brought ripe fruit. The fox caught fish from the stream. The rabbit, however, had nothing to offer. Ashamed but determined, he turned to the fire the wanderer had built. The rabbit leaped into the flames, offering himself as food so that the old man would not go hungry. At that moment, the flames did not burn. Instead, the wanderer revealed his true form as the moon herself, radiant and glowing, her tears shining like falling stars. Moved by the rabbit's sacrifice, she lifted him gently and carried him to the heavens. There she placed him upon her surface, so that all who looked to the moon would see the silhouette of the rabbit, a reminder of selflessness and eternal kindness. And so, when you gaze upon the full moon, you may still see the outline of a rabbit pounding rice cakes, shaping mochi as an offering for the world below. The rabbit is no longer just a creature of the earth, but a spirit of compassion shining above, guarding dreamers and wanderers through the quiet of the night. The story of the moon rabbit did not end with his leap into the fire. On the moon, the rabbit became more than a shadow. He was given a new task, a purpose, to fill the endless nights with meaning in his small celestial hut. The rabbit worked tirelessly with a mortar and pestle, pounding rice to create mochi, the sweet cake of blessings. Each pound of the pestle echoed like a heartbeat across the stillness of the heavens. People on earth believed these sounds were carried down through moonlight, a rhythm that soothed the restless and guided those who wandered under the stars. The pounding was not only a task of labor, but of love. Every motion of the rabbit's paws carried the memory of sacrifice, reminding mortals of compassion, even in times of hunger. In Japan, the story grew into a seasonal prayer. During the festival of Tsukimi, families gathered together to watch the full moon. They laid out offerings of rice cakes, not for themselves, but as a way to honor the rabbit who lives above. Children would gaze at the moon, their small fingers tracing the outline of the rabbit's shape. Parents whispered, "See, he is still there, working for us, protecting us, keeping our dreams safe." But some believed the moon rabbit did more than just pound rice. He listened. When the night grew heavy with sorrow, the rabbit's ears caught the quiet cries of the world below. A fisherman lost at sea, a widow whispering for comfort, a child shivering in the dark. Each prayer rose like smoke and touched the rabbit's heart. Though he could not descend again, his presence calmed them like a lullaby woven into moonlight. The legend spread across lands beyond Japan, in China, in Korea, and even in faraway islands. People told stories of the moon rabbit in their own voices. Yet, in Japan, the rabbit was more than mythy, was a gentle friend who reminded them that kindness does not need to be powerful or loud. It needs only to be true. And so, on nights when the moon was fullest, lovers, dreamers, and travelers sat under the glow, knowing the rabbit was there, eternal, watching with eyes of compassion, offering rest to weary souls. As centuries passed, the story of the moon rabbit wove itself into poetry, songs, and dreams. Court poets of the Heian era wrote verses about the rabbit, comparing his sacrifice to the loyalty of warriors and the tenderness of mothers. Samurai, gazing at the moon before battle, whispered prayers to the rabbit for courage and compassion to guide their swords. Farmers planting rice under moonlight bowed their heads, believing the rabbit blessed their fields. The rabbit's symbol grew larger with every generation. He was not simply a creature on the moon, but became a bridge between heaven and earth. His mortar and pestle represented not just food, but sustenance for the spirit. The pounding of rice was the rhythm of life, of creation, of endless giving. During autumn festivals, lanterns floated across rivers, their glow reflecting the moon. The light of these lanterns was said to reach the rabbit, telling him that people remembered. Children sang songs about the rabbit, their voices rising like silver threads into the night sky. In every home where mochi was shared, the rabbit was present, unseen but felt, like a guardian of peace. But legends often grow with layers, and so too did the moon rabbit's story. Some whispered that he was lonely. From his hut on the moon, he watched the earth below families together, laughter echoing through the night. Though honored, he lived in solitude. His gift of kindness had lifted him into the sky, yet it had also taken him away from his friends, the fox and the monkey who once sat beside him. Still, the rabbit never regretted his choice. His sacrifice was not a chain, but a light. He knew the true weight of love was not possession, but giving. And so, while humans slept, dreaming of their joys and sorrows, the rabbit continued his work, each grain of rice pounded into mochi, carrying blessings for those who might never know his name. As the story deepened, people began to see the rabbit as a mirror of their own hearts. Parents taught their children, when you look at the moon, remember the rabbit. Be kind, even if you have nothing else to give. These lessons became part of Japan's soul. The moonlit rabbit was also said to walk in dreams. Many claimed that in their sleep, they saw him soft white fur, gentle eyes, sitting by a glowing mortar. In these dreams, he spoke not with words, but with warmth, a silent presence that told them they were not alone. When they awoke, they carried that comfort with them, like the lingering glow of moonlight at dawn. Travelers at sea prayed to the rabbit when storms raged. Poets in lonely huts wrote verses about him when words failed them. Lovers whispered to the moon, asking the rabbit to bless their union. He had become a quiet guardian, one whose kindness transcended form, time, and distance. One story told of a child who was gravely ill. As the family wept, they prayed beneath the full moon. That night, the child dreamed of the rabbit. He placed a small piece of mochi in her hands. When she awoke, her strength slowly returned. The family believed it was the rabbit's blessing, proof that compassion could heal even the deepest wounds. And so, the rabbit's story was not just legend. It was a thread woven into the living fabric of people's lives. Yet, even with his blessings, the rabbit's work was never done. The world below was filled with endless cries wars, hunger, loneliness. The rabbit pounded on, his mortar echoing with the sorrow and hope of humanity. Philosophers saw him as a symbol of enlightenment. To them, the rabbit was a bodhisattva, one who sacrifices for others, never asking for return. His endless labor was not punishment, but compassion in motion. Each motion of his paws became a teaching that kindness is eternal, even in solitude. Artists carved him into woodblock prints, painters brushed him onto scrolls, and storytellers carried his tale into new lands. When the night was darkest, his figure on the moon was a beacon of gentle strength. And so, whenever you look at the moon, remember, it is not empty space. It is alive with memory, with kindness, with the story of a rabbit who leaped into fire not to be remembered, but to save another. Tonight, as you lie beneath the quiet moon, let your eyes drift upward. See the rabbit, his soft form glowing on the surface of the sky. Hear the rhythm of his mortar, steady and calm, like a heartbeat meant to soothe your spirit. This story is not only about sacrifice, but about eternal care. The moon rabbit reminds us that kindness lives on, long after the act is done. His gift became more than food, it became hope, a reminder that compassion is never wasted. So, close your eyes and let the moonlight guide you into dreams. Let the rabbit's gentle presence wrap around you like a blanket of silver light. The world outside may be heavy, but here in this ancient story, there is peace. Sleep now with the rabbit watching from above, his eternal heart pounding blessings into the night.